I tracked every dollar for 90 days. Here's what I found. I just spent 90 days tracking every single dollar I spent. And what I found was absolutely shocking. I discovered I was hemorrhaging $340 a month on things I literally couldn't remember buying. That's over $4,000 a year just vanishing. Money I could have thrown into an S&P 500 index fund that would have turned into nearly $20,000 in 10 years. Most people have no idea where their money actually goes. And that's not laziness. That's by design. Banks and apps and subscription services make it insanely easy to spend and insanely hard to see the real damage. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I found. Because if you're anywhere between 22 and 45 and you've ever wondered why you're broke despite making decent money, this changes everything. Part 1. The bleeding points. First thing I did was dump every transaction into a spreadsheet for 90 days. Credit cards, debit, cash, everything. Most people think they'll remember their spending. They won't. I thought I would. I didn't. The first category that jumped out was food and restaurants. Not groceries. Restaurants. I spent $780 eating out over 90 days. That's roughly $9 a day. Which sounds reasonable until you realize it's the equivalent of $270 a month. Every single month. For food I don't even remember eating. Here's what kills me. I have a Chipotle app, a Grubhub account, an Uber Eats account, and a DoorDash account. 4 different apps making it frictionless to spend money without thinking. I'd open the app, order without calculating cost, and 2 days later couldn't remember what I even got. That $780 would have grown to nearly $5,000 in 10 years invested in a boring Vanguard index fund. The second bleeding point was subscriptions. This one made me angry. I found 17 active subscriptions I was paying for. 17. Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Apple TV, Spotify and Apple Music running simultaneously. Adobe Creative Cloud, Notion Pro, 3 different meal planning apps. A meditation app I haven't opened in 8 months. A productivity tool I forgot I owned. Total monthly damage, $132. Most of these subscriptions I wasn't even using. I was paying for the option to use them. That's the psychological trick. The low monthly cost makes each subscription feel harmless. But together, that's $1,600 a year. $24,000 over a decade. Third bleeding point. Impulse online shopping. Amazon Prime made this dangerous. Same-day delivery means zero friction between wanting something and owning it. I found 53 purchases in 90 days. Stuff I thought I needed. Most of it still in boxes. Cables I already had. Supplements I never opened. Workout equipment gathering dust. $420 blown. That's an extra $2,600 a decade. Then there's the stuff that shouldn't exist. Fees. Overdraft fees. ATM charges. Credit card interest because I carried a balance. International transaction fees. Account maintenance fees I didn't even know I was paying. $73 in pure waste over 90 days. Nothing gained. Just lost to corporate fees. Part 2. The math that matters. So here's what I actually lost to these 4 categories in just 90 days. Food and restaurants. $780. Subscriptions. $132. Impulse shopping. $420. Fees. $73. That's $1,405 in 90 days. That's roughly $4,200 per year. Now, here's where it gets interesting. If I had invested that $4,200 every single year for the next 10 years into a Roth IRA filled with S&P 500 index funds averaging 7% annual returns, I'd have roughly $58,000. Not from earning more, from spending less. Part 3. What changed? I didn't cut everything. I'm not here telling you to eat chicken and rice for life. But I made 3 specific changes. First, I deleted all app payment shortcuts. No saved cards on DoorDash. No one-click checkout on Amazon. This friction matters. When you have to manually enter a card number, you actually think about whether you want it. Second, I canceled every subscription I wasn't actively using monthly. Kept Netflix and Spotify. Everything else got cut. That alone saved me $96 every single month without reducing my quality of life. Third, I gave myself a grocery budget and stuck to it. $200 every 2 weeks. That means home-cooked meals became the default. Restaurants became special occasions, not habit. These 3 changes? They cost me nothing to implement. They've freed up nearly $3,000 annually. That's money now working for me. Every month, that freed up cash goes straight into my Fidelity account. An index fund. Compounding. Part 4. Your turn. You don't have to track for 90 days like I did. But you probably should. At least for 30. Just 1 month. Write down everything. You'll be shocked. Most people aren't broke because they make too little. They're broke because they're not paying attention. Track it. Find the bleeding points. Cut them. Invest the difference. If you found this valuable, subscribe. Hit the bell. I'm posting personal finance content every single week that actually changes how people think about money. See you in the next one.